Hey, Eric Backer here, naturopath from New Zealand. Thanks for checking out my video. I've got a question here from a guy or a girl called Urban Runner 7. Dr. Eric, how are you? What about the consumption of bee pollen? Please reply. Well, being a beekeeper, I'm going to tell you that I love bee pollen. I think bee pollen is one of the best things you can do for yourself to build up your immune system. So bee pollen is a phenomenal food. It's a very high protein food. So bees go to flowers, they bring pollen back. They've got these little pollen baskets behind their legs, and they stuff them full of pollen. And basically they bring them back to the hive because pollen's high protein. It's needed to feed the baby bees and to feed the bees. So the honey is stored for the sugar, for the quick energy, and then they've got the protein source there as well from the pollen. Now pollen contains all of the known amino acids, both the essential and non-essential. Pollen is incredibly good for a person's immune system. The best pollen that you can consume is pollen that's grown in your district. So, flowers, of course, that grow around you will have a better effect on your body, I believe, than flowers that come from, 5,000 miles away in a totally different environment. So, yeah, small amounts of pollen. Pollen has been linked in some rare cases to increasing blood pressure in people, but only very rarely. I've only ever heard of that maybe once or twice in all the years. But be careful with how much pollen you have. You don't want too much pollen. A couple of teaspoons per day is more than enough. But it's an exceptionally good tonic for the body. It contains huge amounts of magnesium and many trace elements, even hard to get trace elements. It's full of protein, lots of aminos in there. It also contains very unique factors in there which have a big effect on stimulating different aspects of your immune function. So I certainly do recommend pollen. Some people may get allergies from pollen. It's very rare, and it's also very expensive to buy good pollen. But it's certainly worthwhile putting pollen into your diet. I would rate it as a superfood alongside salmon, avocados and blueberries. It's certainly a powerful food to eat, so I fully recommend it. So thanks for that question, everyone. Thanks for that question. Last thing I'll leave you with is don't buy imported pollen from China. Okay, I wouldn't recommend you do that. I'd recommend you, if you're in the States, buy American pollen. If you're in New Zealand, buy New Zealand pollen. But don't buy imported pollen because we've got no idea on the regulations in countries like China, on how things are kept, or I would just buy US pollen if you live there, or Canadian pollen or whatever. That's a good tip I'll leave you with. Thanks for the question.